Honorable Chief Guest, revered Swami Atmavidyanandaji Maharaj, most revered Secretary Maharaj, other revered monks of the order, respected teachers, dear other staff members, dear friends, and my very dear and lovely students. Today is a great and significant day for all Indians. On this auspicious day, first of all, I bow down at the holy feet of sages of ancient India, who built the treasure house of religion and spirituality, as a result of which, in spite of nearly 1,000 years of foreign rules and foreign oppression, this nation, India, still lives. I pay homage to our great freedom fighter who brought the integrity, dignity, and the glory of our nation through their sacrifice, struggles, and brave efforts. My special thanks to all children and youth of today, those who have boundless stories of energy, will, capability, zeal, enthusiasm, indomitable spirit, and love for India, and have the power to mold the destiny of our nation by developing economically, socially, spiritually, politically, intellectually, and technologically. From ancient India to modern India, India is full of talent, intelligence, love for humanity, and creativity. Today, I would like to share some historical facts which may inspire every one of us to work hard with honesty and sincerity towards the goal and help the country to regain its shining position. The Vedic sages of our ancient India taught us the mantra Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, by which India is guided. This mantra is not a geopolitical, socio-cultural statement. It is the matter of fact. This is why India never invented any country in her last 10,000 years of history. It always teaches the world not to fight but to help each other, not to hate but to love each other. If any country in this planet which taught the world yoga, mathematics, science, medicine, religion, navigation, surgery, and rich culture all in one, it is India. Today, what you see the worthwhile scientific discoveries, these are possible only because of India that taught the number system and uses of zero. This true fact can be verified by the word of great physicist Albert Einstein about India. He said, "We owe a lot to the Indians who taught how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made." Although modern image of India showed poverty and lack of development on social media, but India was the richest country on the earth till the time of British rule. In the early 17th century, our country has always been the land of immense wealth, which was why it earned the title Golden Bird, Sonika Chidiya. This can be verified by the word of Lord Macaulay's address to the British Parliament in 2nd February 1835. There he mentioned, "I have travelled across the length and breadth of India. I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral value, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is our spiritual and cultural heritage." From this statement, it is clear that what was India in ancient time and what was the British policy and thought on Indian people. They were confirmed that they would not conquer India directly, so they made friendship with Indians and tried to change the old and ancient education system and introduce such education by which only clerks could be produced for their helps. Using divide and rule policy, they broke our unity in diversity. So we lost our pride, dignity, our self-esteem, our native culture, and India became a partially dominated nation. But some intellectual leaders of our nation, like Mahatma Gandhi, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Khudiram Bose, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Raja Raman Roy, Lal Walpal, and many others, could realize what was happening inside India. So they took various steps and initiatives to bring the unity in the diversity, to eradicate out the superstition, to educate the common masses, to empower the women, to bring the lost self-esteem, and to create patriotism in all Indian hearts, and fought against the British from 1857 onward to 1947. At last, our freedom fighter fought freedom for us. Because of their efforts, we are living today peacefully and blissfully. Now, you see the efficiency and competency of our people. After a few years of independence, we have gained success in the area of telecom industry, green revolution, as well as space technology. Now we are emerging in the sector of IT industry too. So my friends, we would feel proud to be born in India, which is the world's largest democracy developing at fast pace. I sincerely hope that our country will continue to excel in all fields possible and becomes the next superpower in the time to come. India will be the Vishwaguru, not only in the field of spirituality, but also in technology. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.